Okay, so the pandemic is affecting us all. By definition, it's a global event, a collective experience, but each of our individual experiences are profoundly unique. With global rolling lockdowns and massive uncertainty for so long, and a distant finish line that only seems to be pushed back farther and farther, as if each step that we take forwards, grinding and bearing and doing things that we find so unnatural to us, our mammoth efforts sometimes seem to yield relatively little in terms of results, like merely drops in a vast ocean. With this backdrop, it's easy to see how pandemic fatigue will eventually set in, even for the most resilient amongst us. So what is pandemic fatigue? How can you identify if you've reached that point yet? What are the telltale signs? And what, if anything, can you do about it? Stick around if you're interested to find out. Hi and welcome back. My name is Dr. Fiona Roche. Today I'm going to talk about pandemic fatigue. What is it? How do you know that you're getting pandemic fatigue? And what are the telltale signs? Pandemic fatigue is the result of a prolonged activation of our central stress response system. It is driven by cortisol. Cortisol is also known as the stress hormone because our levels of cortisol elevate in response to fight or flight situations. In the short term, the effect of cortisol is beneficial because it ensures that we have the energy to either fight or flee from danger. It does this by increasing blood glucose levels, enhancing the brain's use of glucose, and increasing the availability of substances involved in tissue repair. At the same time, it diverts energy away from all contextually non-essential functions, such as digestion, immunity, growth and reproductive drive, and it also ensures that fluid balance and blood pressure are maintained. Cortisol enables us to react quickly to danger and improves our chance of survival. Once the danger has passed, cortisol levels return back down to normal again. However, when it comes to the pandemic, that threat is going nowhere soon. So a response that was designed to help us escape danger actually becomes harmful because the response remains switched on. So what are the telltale signs? Pandemic fatigue, much like any prolonged form of stress, can manifest in three main ways: emotionally, mentally, and physically. So we'll take the emotional signs first. Some of the emotional indicators of pandemic fatigue include increased irritability and being easily wound up by things, avoiding things in general, and snapping at people easily and for no reason, feeling anxious and fearful, and having a lowered self-esteem. Some of the mental indicators of pandemic fatigue include difficulty concentrating, being easily distracted, finding it difficult to make decisions, and having racing thoughts and constant worrying. Lastly, physical indicators can include headaches, tiredness, dizziness, difficulty sleeping, a change in our eating habits, either overeating or undereating, muscle tension or pain, and for those who smoke or drink, this may cause a worsening of these habits. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave it at that for today. I have a question for you. Have you noticed any signs of pandemic fatigue in yourself or in your loved ones? Do you notice that maybe you lose your temper more over the small things? Do you feel that the pandemic has changed you in any way? How do you think it may have changed you? I'd like to hear from you in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends, and over the next few videos, I'm going to give you some very useful tips on how to combat that pandemic state of mind. Bye guys, and stay safe.